do you also intend to double your security also like the PSC? Like what they're doing now to the first family ng president?
Hindi ko na ini-expect yan, ma'am, sa PSC. And hindi ko rin tatanggapin, ma'am, at this point, kung magdadagdag sila ng mga tao dito. Kasi hindi na natin alam kung non-partisan ba yung idadagdag nila.
Not necessarily coming from PSC.
No, I don't trust anyone right now. So yes.
Even your security.
Even if PSC acts on what I said, no, I will not accept it anymore. That is what I did with PNP. Hindi na. Kasi hindi na natin alam eh. Baka igagawin pa yan nilang rason na maglagay ng mga tao dyan na nagtatrabaho para sa kanila.
Okay.
So,
Okay, last
okay, sige. Baba ang yung mic.
Baba, please. Ba.
Okay.
Do you have an opening statement?
Okay. So, opening statement. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for your time. I-explain ko lang sa inyo yung structure ng request ko sa inyo na kung ano yung iti-take up natin, ha. Kasi nahihira one man dito. So kailangan ko pa kasi isulat yung mga sagot bago ko siya masabi sa inyo. So hindi ko kaya magsulat ng sobrang dami sa isang gabi. So kahapon nasagot natin yung NSC. And then of course may response ang NSC. Mamaya na lang natin bigyan ng kahapon nasagot natin ang NNC, may response sila. So mamaya lang natin bigyan ng reply yung sa kanila. Sundin na muna natin yung statement ni ES and yung statement ng PSC. Okay. And then of course, you want to know updates about the two patients upstairs. So unahin na muna natin yung mga pasyente. Si Attorney Lopez extended yung detention niya, no? So, meron siyang meetings today with all the lawyers. Nandiyan na rin yung kanyang mother who will join the meetings with the lawyers. So, antay na lang natin kung ano yung galawan ng mga abogado ni Attorney Zulaika Lopez. Health-wise, walang iyak today, kanina, walang iyak. Kausap niya yung mama niya, and dumating din yung best friend niya mula sa Davao City. So, nandyan sa taas. And kagabi naman, medyo late natulog. And ang pagkakaalam ko, ang endorsement sa akin kagabi, hindi daw masyado kumakain. So, meron silang request na i-encourage siya na kumain. Okay? And the next is Ms. Gina Acosta. As you saw during the hearing yesterday, tumaas yung blood pressure niya, 150/100. And nawalan siya ng consciousness. Tapos, pagdating niya daw dito sa ER, she was unresponsive. Yung parang ginaganon dito ba, hindi ko alam kung ano yun, ginaganon dito. She was unresponsive. Pero, na-okay naman siya then after. But, merong mga nakita ang mga doctor na follow-up check. Kaya inadmit siya today, and then I visited her this morning. Nagpaalam din ako sa kanya. Ano pa siya, day 1 pa siya sa trauma niya. So, hindi pa masyadong maayos kausap. Tsaka medyo parang pagod. Yes, parang pagod na pagod siya. So, bigyan lang muna natin siya ng time na makausap yung mga doctors niya, and then tanong natin sa mga doctors kung ano yung pwede sabihin. Tsaka sa patient.
May procedure, ma'am, na gagawin kay Ma'am Gina
Kagabi, nag-CT scan siya kasi they wanted to rule out a stroke. So, hindi ko rin alam kung anong results. Hindi ko nakita. Hindi din nasabi sa akin. So, tanong lang natin sa patient kung anong part ng medical, information niya ang pwede niyang, gusto niyang i-share. Kasi pinagalitan ako ni Nicole kagabi dahil binanggit ko daw yung panic and asthma attack niya na medyo na-traumatize yung family sa Davao. Yes.
Ma'am, anong reaction ni Attorney Zulaika dun sa extension po ng content niya?
Ang sabi niya, na daw siya, she'll take legal steps. Yun yung sabi niya sa akin. And then sinabihan ko siya na, well, hindi na ako sasali sa discussion dyan. Kausapin mo na lang yung mga lawyers mo. Anyway, nag-hire ka man ng lawyers mo. So, ngayon, isa-isa darating yun, mag-usap sila. Tsaka nandyan din yung mother, yun din yun sinasabi ng nanay niya because yung nanay niya is used to work for the courts in Davao City. So, merong alam sa batas.
Okay.
And court cases yung mother ni Yusek Lopez. So, yun din ang sabi ng mama niya. We want to take this to the courts. I do not know with Miss Gina Acosta kasi hindi pa nga siya medyo makapag-isip ng maayos. Pero nasabi sa akin kanina na nag-video call na daw with family. Kasi yung next of kin niya nasa Davao din and some of the relatives nasa United States. Okay?
Here's the gentleman sa PSC. Ma'am, the PSC has doubled the security for the President, First Lady, and for the First Family po.
Okay, sige. Unahin ko muna yung... Nauna kasi yung statement ni ES eh. Tapos lumabas yun sa PSC,
Okay,
no?
sige.
So, unahin ko muna yung kay ES. Meron naman na kayong copy nung kay ES. Ito na lang yung sagot. Nirelease na namin ang written nito. Basahin ko lang. Tapos, yung NBI, I'm sure you want to ask about the NBI. Since hindi ko pa nababasa kung ano yung isi-serve nila sa akin, we will talk about NBI tomorrow. Pag-anuhin nyo lang muna ako kasi kailangan ko din isulat kung ano yung isasagot. So, give me time to read and think about it. Okay, so ito yung sa kay ES, no? This is a reply to the statement issued by the Presidential Communications Office on the order of Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin dated November 23, 2024. The Marcos administration's insistence that the President's life is under active threat is ominous. I raise this caution as the President and his sycophants aggressively sell a narrative based entirely on my statement, which is taken out of its logical context. Bakit hindi nila pinapalabas kung ano yung question ng media? Bakit hindi nila pinapalabas kung ano yung una kong sagot? Bakit ang pinapalabas lang nila is the last, 4 words of my entire statement? They are building a narrative and I'll tell you kung anong playbook ito. There is absolutely no flesh on the bone, and despite the absence of a reliable investigation, authorities were quick to consider this a national security concern. The diametric contrast and inaction are displayed when I have expressed in previous months threats to my person and the continuing threats to the lives of OVP personnel. Tossing the word assassin. Paki-check. May sinabi ba akong assassin doon? Wala. So, nilalagay nila doon sa narrative nila, assassin. And, nilalagay nila sa narrative nila, murder plot. Into this issue, tossing the word assassin into this issue makes things even more terrifying for our country. And especially because I never used that term during my recent consternation against the Marcos administration's failure to serve the Filipinos while it masterfully persecutes political enemies. Common sense should be enough for us to understand and accept that a supposed conditional act of revenge does not constitute to an active threat. This is a plan without a flesh. Pag pinipilit mo siya na active threat siya, isipin ninyo ang buong mundo na nanonood. Ganito ba ang kapasidad ng mga Pilipino na mag-isip? Diba? Ba't wala silang pakialam dyan? Pero ako, nahihiya ako na ganito ang kapasidad ng mga tao sa administrasyon. I am confident that an honest scrutiny would easily expose this narrative to be a farce, magic, or nothing at all.